Boom. Hey guys, Dad Dash Industries here, and I wanted to talk to you guys or tell you something about something that just happened. And I'm going to flash up the screenshot right there. I'm actually going to put up my message shot too so everyone can see this because this is unbelievable. I just got off the phone with DoorDash support, and I'm not doing another order for them until I get something back on this because this is crazy. It's the second time it happened in the last like 2 weeks. And this time is pretty egregious, and I went out of my way to track it because I got the feeling something was amiss. But I went out on the late night orders. There's a $2 peak going on right near my house. So I took a Taco Bell order, and it turned into a stacked order. And the second order I got took me to another state, which I normally dash in the state of Maryland. I live in the state of West Virginia, and I went over, it took me over to Maryland, just over the line, but basically about 15 minutes away from this particular McDonald's that I ended up delivering for, which is normally the only place that's open really late night around here. So I'll turn the app on during peak time, and I'll take, orders if they come through that make sense. So as soon as I get done with this order, and I keep very good records, but as soon as I get done, I'm going to show up the screenshot of the delivery for the other order so you guys can see the time on that. And then you're going to see the text message that comes through 12:45. And then immediately I start heading directly to the order or directly to the restaurant. I start getting pinged these messages, which is what alerted me that there's going to be a problem. It just basically says, hey, hey, you're not heading in the direction of the restaurant. I'm thinking, what? I'm following the GPS the app has given me. What do you mean? And my GPS told me that I was going to arrive at 12:56, and it was telling me the order pickup time was 12:54. I said, well, it's fine. I'm still going to be within 5 minutes. I'll still maintain. I have a 91%, and I'm going to put my ratings up too in this as well, just so everyone can see the credibility. So I have a 91% on-time rating. And you also see when I put my ratings up, the other contract violation that happened on the 6th of this month. So again, and it was almost the same circumstances. I talked about it in another video that I don't think has gone up yet, but it was almost the same circumstances. I was given an order that was already late. I arrived at the restaurant. I should have been paying attention to it to see it. In fact, traffic slowed me down a little bit because I was finishing up an order that I was already on. I got that order, finished up that order, headed back towards the restaurant, got there. In fact, the restaurant had me wait an additional 15 minutes from when I arrived. And then they gave me a contract violation for allegedly arriving at the order late, which I did not. But anyways, that particular time, I just went in-app. I didn't bother calling. I probably should have, but after talking to them this time, it really doesn't matter. But anyways, so I'm riding down. I get to the restaurant. Their drive-thru is completely backed up. I immediately clicked that I arrived at 12:55 a.m. I immediately put in the app that the drive-thru is busy and that the order is still being prepared. So I click both of those, send them in, and wait in the drive-thru. I talked to the lady. She says that there's only 2 people on right now, and bear with her. I said no problem. They were out of app. They were completely out of pies. So we substitute out cookies for my customer. I'm communicating with my customer the entire time. I have a whole string of messages to my customer, and I leave out of there at 1:06 a.m. I click OK, and we head on out. And I head to the customer's house, which was 10 minutes away, and make the drop off at the customer. I did not get pinged for being late to the customer. I will make sure everyone understands that. I get to the customer's house, and then the screen, when I go to the end screen, it pops up and says, you are late. 11 minutes late, and I got a contract violation. I lost it. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, you got to be kidding me. This is so unfair. So I got bombarded with orders, of course. And I just was click, 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 and finally got to where I paused my dash, drove to my house, which was just around the corner, parked in my driveway, and engaged in a conversation with the support person who originally just kind of acted like whatever. Tells me that the order was supposed to be picked up at 12:36. I said, whoa, check your records. She checks my records and says, oh yeah, you're right. You didn't get assigned that order until 12:45. I said, yes, exactly. That's exactly what's in the records. It's in my text messages too. She said, oh, well, you're just going to have to do the appeal. I said, there's nothing that can be done or anyone we can speak to or anyone you can go. She said, no, it's all system generated. I said, well, what time does the system say? 12:55 I arrived, and then it also says I arrived at 12:06. I said, how can there be two arrivals? She said, I don't know. She said, but the system, she said, I see where you arrived at 12:05 and you clicked in the app. I see where you let us know. But then the system also has a secondary arrival, which I wish I would have called and found out if the other one did too, where it's saying my app somehow communicated that I arrived at 12:06. She said, well, maybe when you were sliding. I said, ma'am, I already had moved past that. I was talking to the customer. I had the order pulled up, exactly what was in the order. It was in the delivery screen. And she said, well, I don't know. She said, the only thing you can do is go into the app. And I said, well, I'd like you to put notes. So while I was on the phone, she put detailed notes in there. I said, is there any way you can bring someone's attention to my case? I said, because the other one is still pending and I've heard nothing. And she said, no, you have. And unfortunately, there's no way on our end to do that. And she said, well, you know, after 100 orders, I said, well, ma'am, I'm telling you right now, I got Grubhub, which, again, since the last one, I've been doing a lot more Grubhub and Uber Eats. And I can make a decent wage off of Grubhub and Uber Eats, sometimes probably even more, but I'll throw DoorDash in there during some of the slower times. But this is egregious. This is terrible. Everyone needs to be aware of this because this is nuts. I was told by support that there were 2 arrival times. DoorDash literally put in, and you're going to see, like I said, I don't have access to what she was looking at, but I can show you everything in my records to show I was on time. The only thing I didn't have with me tonight, because I ran out the door, was my dash cam. I forgot to put it in, which I always normally do it, but I had videotape of each delivery I did. And I just cannot believe that this happened again. So it's the second time in 2 weeks. I feel like, you know, now I will tell you, you notice my acceptance rate is not very high. So I don't know if this is a way they're targeting people with low acceptance rates to try to create situations to get them off the platform. And like I said, I'm told, hey, you know what? It's all computerized. We really don't matter. So guys, be aware. Make sure you collect your documentation. Make sure you're aware of orders that you're getting that are already late. And make sure if they're giving you an order when you're way out of the pocket, really give some consideration as to whether you accept that order or not, because they will hit you with a contract violation. And again, the system somehow even though it recognized, it knew I arrived at, if she said it, I see it. You clicked arrived at 12:55. And then at 1:06, it claims there was another arrival. I don't understand how there could be another arrival. I mean, how do I arrive twice? Anyways, guys, please protect yourself, collect your information. So I ended up working for a little over an hour, made $28, and then I signed out because I just said, you know what, I'm not doing anything more with DoorDash for tonight. Just so disappointed. I'm supposed to work again late night tomorrow. I'm technically off this weekend, but I was trying to do a little late nights here for the peak times, but I don't know if I'm going to go back out. I didn't go out last night because I was still very salty about everything that happened. And I've only worked for them a couple times since. Like one time I worked for him Thursday, basically. Previous to that, I stopped all but working for him and was making and made over $200 a day working for Grubhub and Uber Eats. So I can do that, and I do Amazon Flex and Shipt and Instacart. So I've got, you know, they're not the only shop in town that I work for, but this is a disappointing thing. I mean, anyway. All right, guys, I'm gonna stop rambling. It's late. I'm gonna go to bed. But please be on the lookout, and I will update everyone on what happens here with this if I do hear something from DoorDash. 3, 2, 1. Boom.